Hey guys, this is Stephanie. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and I'm checking in. This is going to be my video for everybody who's been asking me a lot of questions on how the heck I'm staying under LDW for phase 3. So first of all, let me say I have done 2 weeks of phase 3. I am loading today to start my round 2, and I'm not going to go into any details on this video about that. I will probably save that for my video on Monday when I report back how my 2 loading days went. There's a couple of reasons why I decided to cut this round short. My final weigh-in for phase 3 is 3.2 pounds under LDW. So anyway, my time is limited, so let me discuss what I've been doing, and I will try to help you guys out a little bit. So the first thing that I did was I went to the Mayo Clinic's website right before I started phase 3, and I calculated the recommended calories that I should have for my height, my weight, and my age. And it will actually give you options of 4 different numbers, being inactive, being lightly active, being somewhat active, and then being very active. So what I did was I took the first 2 numbers. I took the inactive number and the lightly active number because it varies depending on what I'm doing throughout the day. My inactive number came up as 1,550 calories. My lightly active number came up as 1,700 calories. So this was kind of the goal that I set for myself, is to figure out what I could handle. So the first 2 days on phase 3, I doubled my calorie intake from the 500 calories. So I doubled it to 1,000 calories for the first 2 days. And that worked well for me. And then I went up. On the 3rd day, I had 1,450 calories, and on the 4th day, I had about 1,559 calories is what I had. So by the 4th day, I was up to the minimum calorie intake that I needed according to Mayo Clinic's calculator. So on the 5th day, I raised my calorie intake higher, and I went above 1,700 calories. And I did this 2 days in a row. The first day after I did that, I had a 0.2 gain, which was not a big deal because you're going to fluctuate on phase 3. The second day that I went above 1,700 calories, I had a big whopping 2.2 gain. So I was still 0.2 under LDW, but I knew that if I was going to continue over 1,700 calories that I would probably continue to gain. And I was also eating a lot of cheese, and that's why it's very important to add just 1 item per day to figure out what you can handle. And I lived by that rule. I added 1 item per day. One day I added bacon, then I added cheese, then I would add cream cheese, and then I would add macadamia nuts. I slowly added these things back in. So back to the 1,700 calories. For the 2 days that I did over 1,700 calories, the second day is what gave me the massive weight gain. So I reevaluated what I did, and I determined over 1,700 calories was too much for me. So then I backed off, and the next day I ate a little over 1,500 calories, and then my weight started coming back down. So based on the Mayo Clinic's calculator, my low calories was 1,550. My second number was 1,700. So that was my goal. I found if I went over 1,700 calories, it wasn't pretty, and I started gaining. So I found through doing this that I can eat 1,550 to about 1,650 calories, and that is where I stay each day. I also make sure that I get my fats in, and at the end of this video, in the notes section below, I'm posting what I ate for 2 weeks on phase 3, so you guys can see what I ate and how my body fluctuated. Let's see what else. Okay, so through this I also discovered I can't handle a lot of cheese. Originally I was trying to see if I could do 1 ounce of cheese for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and I discovered I cannot handle that much cheese. It does not work in my system. I backed off to 1 ounce of hard cheese per day and limit my cream cheese, and I did just fine ever since I dropped that amount of cheese. There's a lot of you that I'm finding who have problems with the cheese, so be careful with the cheese. Try maybe 1 ounce per day and see if you can handle that. It's probably, a lactose issue. So anyway, moving on, the next thing that I did was when I calculated my calories, I wanted to make sure that I got enough fat in, because if you have not watched my previous videos on how to do phase 3, you should go back and watch those 2 videos, because I explain what a lot of you need to be doing in getting the proper protein, fat, and carb ratios. I can tell you right now that what I do, and this has worked for me, you can see it on my sheet if you download my sheet. I ate about 100 grams of protein per day and 100 grams of fat per day, and for most of the days I kept my carbs under 20 grams of carbs per day. And the ratios ended up being about 25% protein, 60 to 65% fat, and less than 10% carbs. So there was my ratio. Now, a lot of you are not going to have time to calculate your ratios, so I will kind of give you a breakdown of what I've done that might work for you. Now, of course, your calories may vary a little bit, so if you eat more calories than I do, you need to add a little bit more of those foods in. Basically, here is my layout, what I did every day. I ate 2 eggs and 4 bacon for breakfast. I did this almost every single day. And my bacon did list sugar as an ingredient, but it was not enough to list it for 1 portion. And 4 bacon is actually equal to 2 servings. So I might have gotten in a gram of sugar, I don't know. But I know that I ate it almost every single day and I was just fine. So for breakfast I ate 2 eggs and 4 bacon. And for lunch and dinner, what I did was I upped my meat portions from the 100 grams that you're allowed on the 500 calorie diet to a full 4 ounces if it was beef. And I changed the lean ground beef patty and I went to a high fat 73% ground beef patty, and I ate 4 ounces of that when I would eat the beef. If I ate steak, I would do the same thing, whether it would be ribeye, chuck steak, sirloin tip steak, Eye of round, whatever the steak. I upped my portion to 4 ounces of steak. My chicken, I doubled the portion from 100 grams to 200 grams, and 200 grams is 7 ounces of chicken because chicken is really low in fat. So basically that's what I would do. For lunch, if I had beef, for dinner I would have chicken or fish. And that's how I kind of balanced out my meals. And I would add to it a low-carb vegetable. I'm very big in asparagus. I ate a lot of asparagus. I ate tomatoes, onions, asparagus, green beans. You can eat broccoli. I would suggest staying away from the corn, and some of you may be sensitive to the carrots. I never touched either one of those. I did not eat potatoes. That's a starchy vegetable. And several of you have mentioned that you've eaten rice. I did not touch the rice. Rice is a starch, and for a little half-cup serving of rice, it's over 22 grams of carbs, even if you do brown rice. So I would recommend don't touch brown rice in any kind of rice in phase 3. So anyway, that's what I did, is I would eat beef for 1 meal, chicken or fish for the other, about 7 ounces of chicken when I ate the chicken, and 4 ounces of whatever beef. Okay, so usually when I would eat the chicken, I would take my asparagus, throw it in a skillet, and cook it in 1 to 2 tablespoons of butter to get the fat in with that meal. Some of the other things that I did was I ate 1 to 2 snacks every day. And I did this, one of my snacks was almost always chocolate delight with macadamia nuts. I usually made it with 2 tablespoons of coconut oil and either half an ounce of macadamia nuts or a full ounce of macadamia nuts. So I basically got in 2 tablespoons of coconut oil just about every day, and that helped me raise my fat ratio, and that's actually a really good fat. One of the other things that I did is I have consistently drank 3 liters of water every day. I've done that since the beginning of phase 3. I used berries as my fruit as opposed to other fruits. Berries are low in sugar and low glycemic, and I just think they're great. Some of the other snacks that I had each day besides Chocolate Delight, like I said, I would have 1 to 2 snacks. So one of my snacks was almost always Chocolate Delight. The other snack would be either 4 ounces of Greek yogurt with half a cup to 1 cup of blueberries, strawberries, whatever. That would be one of the snacks that I would choose. Another snack would be guacamole with celery sticks. If you don't like celery sticks, you could probably use something else. And that was kind of what I did for my snacks. I just kind of tried to throw in a fattier snack. I never had the opportunity to try out certain recipes that used some of the nut flours, like almond flour. You can try that, but just be really careful, because I think even though it's still a flour, it's still a nut. Because it's a flour, it would still have some carbs in it. So I would just be really careful and really, really live by that rule of only adding 1 new item per day, so that you can see, how those recipes are going to affect you. I ate out over the course of 2 weeks. I ate at Burger King twice. I ate at a Mexican restaurant, and I ate at a wedding. And the way that I did this was I lived by my rules. I was very simple. At Burger King, one day I ate a double cheeseburger, and I threw out the bun. It was basically 2 small patties and 2 slices of American cheese with whatever lettuce, tomato, pickle stuff they had on it. I actually did that last night as well. I didn't have the double cheeseburger, I had the buck double, and the only difference between the double cheeseburger and the buck double is the buck double, since you're getting it for $1, they give you 1 slice of cheese on the double patty instead of 2 slices of cheese. So that's what I ate last night, and I ate it with a side of Greek yogurt and some blueberries. So you can eat out. You have to make the right choices. Just be smart about it. When I ate at a Mexican restaurant, I thought, well, I don't have the opportunity to eat at a Mexican restaurant very often, and I'm going to eat there. I didn't choose enchiladas, though, because they're corn tortillas. I ate chili rellenos. They have a little bit of batter on them, but it's mainly a chili and lots of cheese. So to me, that was a really good choice, and I didn't have much of a gain the next day, so I did really good on that. I didn't eat rice or beans or anything. I didn't touch the chips. When I ate at a wedding, I ate really clean. So it's just all about making the right choices for you. You have to decide for yourself. You have come this far, and you have worked this stinking hard through phase 2. Are you just going to blow it all and just totally go hog wild in phase 3 and start gaining weight back? Look how far you've come. Make those decisions for yourself. Those things worked for me, and I wanted to share these things with you to help you guys out. So if you would like, you can download my Word document that I created on the things that I've eaten for the last 2 weeks, just so you can see how I was able to stay under LDW the whole time. I never got above LDW. The closest I got towards LDW was 0.2 below LDW. And that was early on, and that's when I tried to add in over 1,700 calories per day. So I hope these things help you guys out. And if you need any more support, I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have. So I hope you find this video log useful, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks. Bye.